Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, guys, we have an eye-opener of a video to go over today. We have some pretty big news, some pretty big announcements as well, coming from some very prominent names like even the IMF that we are going to go over. We are going to connect the dots. We are going to go in depth on some of these announcements and really kind of address what's happening. But first, I do want to ask all of you in the XRP community, if you guys have been enjoying the recent XRP content, if you guys have been watching and listening, definitely hit that like button, as it does help the channel grow immensely. Also, comment down below hashtag XRP Army just to show your support. I love to see how many of you guys are watching and how much of you guys really do support the channel. Obviously, I have been seeing it. I've been seeing a lot of you showing support, and it's truly something that I appreciate, and something that I'm very thankful for every single day. So with that in mind, let's dive on in. Let's talk about a few things. So India's banks set to launch a wholesale CBDC by January of next year. This is literally a month and a half away or so, which is crazy. It's crazy to see how fast things are moving right now. Like, people need to wake up and open their eyes, because like the future of finance is upon us. Like, this is not happening 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now. No, this is happening now. This is one of many announcements that we have seen so far this year. We already know in the year of 2023, there has been well over 10 plus major banks and major central banks, I should say at that point, that have been looking into planning their CBDC initiatives, launching their CBDC initiatives. I mean, guys, there has been big changes on the horizon, really kind of being announced, talked about, and discussed, yet most people are still asleep at the wheel. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that people still think that CBDCs are some, conspiracy theory. We are headed towards a revolution, a major change, and the elites have been telling us about this and warning us about this forever. Yet everyone has turned a blind eye to it and said, yeah, that's just a conspiracy theory. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Well, guess what? CBDCs are happening. They are launching now. There has been a few that have already launched. A lot of them are still in research phases. Some of them are in pilot phases. Some of them are even in proof of concept phases. So this is moving pretty damn quick. So if you are not paying attention to this, then yeah, you are totally missing the big image. But outside of this, right, we just seen on the 15th, yesterday at 2 in the morning, IMF says central bank digital currencies can replace cash. This is not the time to turn back. The IMF's Kristalina Georgieva said that the public sector should keep preparing to deploy central bank digital currencies and related payment platforms in the future. We have not yet reached land. There is so much more space for innovation and so much uncertainty over use cases. Managing director of the IMF said at the Singapore FinTech Festival of 2023 on Wednesday. As of June 2023, only 11 countries have adopted CBDCs according to data from the Atlantic Council, which, yes, this is the Atlantic Council CBDC tracker. As we really kind of look at this, there's many central banks that have been planning CBDCs for a while. 93% of central banks are already in discussion regarding CBDCs. But this is a wild statement that we're seeing here. CBDCs can replace cash, which is costly to distribute in island economies. They can offer resilience in more advanced economies, and they can improve financial inclusion where few hold bank accounts. Now, is this a very bullish statement? No. But the IMF, which is an elite organization, has been telling us this plan for a very long time. The overall view here is that CBDCs have the potential to replace cash, which is their full goal, by the way. Like, their goal is to replace cash, but adoption could take time, is their overall view. CBDCs would offer a safe and low cost alternative to cash. They would also offer a bridge to go between private monies and a yardstick to measure their value, just like cash today, which we can withdraw from our banks. The IMF said that more than 100 countries are exploring CBDCs, or approximately 60% of countries in the world. The level of global interest in CBDCs is unprecedented. Several central banks have already launched pilots or even issued a CBDC. And here we have 93% said they were exploring CBDCs already, while 58% said they were likely to or may possibly issue a retail CBDC in either the short or medium term. So listen, like, as we look at this, they're getting ready. They're getting ready. Like, now is the time to be looking at this closely, because the elites are about to shake this system to its core. This is not the time to turn back. The public sector should keep preparing to deploy CBDCs and related payment platforms in the future. And even going back to their 2018 speech, which they are quoting here, Christine Lagarde said, when the former IMF chief encouraged policymakers to follow the winds of change and explore the use of CBDCs. 5 years on, I'm here to provide an update on that voyage. So now from 2018 to here, we are starting to see the major change happening, which is crazy to think about. First, countries did set sail. Many are investigating CBDCs and are developing regulation to guide digital money developments. And then also down here, second, we have not yet reached land. There is so much more space for innovation and so much uncertainty over use cases. In some countries, the case seems dim today, but even they should remain open to potentially deploy CBDCs tomorrow. Why? This is not the time to turn back. The public sector should keep preparing to deploy CBDCs and related payment platforms in the future. Fourth, these platforms should be designed from the start to facilitate cross-border payments, including with CBDCs. And guess who has been working on this? Ripple. Which again, I'm not trying to say like, hey, this is so bullish for Ripple and XRP. No, I'm just saying like, we know that Ripple is tied to this new system. They have been tied to this new system. And what's crazy about it is look at what they are actually quoting here. So Singapore's Monetary Authority of Singapore has said that cash is generally incompatible with the digital economy. In 2021, the country's central bank said the demand for cash as a means of payment is set to decline further. According to the BIS, which we know Ripple recently just joined for the CPMI, they're saying using CBDCs for cross-border payments could lower the cost of obtaining, storing, and spending foreign currency, depending on design and regulations. Georgieva also said that artificial intelligence could amplify some of the benefits of CBDCs by providing accurate credit scoring and personalized support as well. So yeah, we're starting to see this new system being accelerated, in my opinion, and it has been accelerated in just the last couple years. And over here, we also have a quote from the chief statistician, Bert Croas. I hope that I'm saying that last name right. I'm probably not. Shout out to 801 underscore XRP for this. He's saying, setting the stage. Indeed, our financial landscape is undergoing a profound transformation in emerging digital forms of payments with CBDCs, tokenized deposits and stablecoins, and other crypto assets. And many of these innovations don't fit into our traditional definition of money, and we're uncertain at this stage if they are able to deliver on the promise of faster, cheaper, and more inclusive, more efficient payments, or even be called money. However, ignoring them is no longer an option. This is from Tim Draper, he's quoting as well, said it best. First they say, oh, it's nothing, they ignore it. Then they get their government friends and their regulatory buddies to sue it. Then at the end of the day, they have to adopt it. And check out this video.
Well, thank you, Managing Director, for this introduction, and thank you for being such a big supporter of the data work at the IMF. And indeed, our financial landscape is undergoing a profound transformation with the emergence of digital forms of payments, of which CBDCs, tokenized deposits, stablecoins, and other crypto assets. And many of these innovations don't fit into our traditional definition of money, and we're not certain at this stage if they deliver on the promises of faster, cheaper, more inclusive and more efficient payments, and if they can ever be called money. However, ignoring them is no longer an option. And to gain a better understanding of their impact on monetary policy, financial stability, and our international monetary system, we must measure them. As the MD highlighted, we need to bridge the data gaps that these new forms of payments have created to be able to formulate informed decision-making and to think of how to measure money in the new digital age. So over the next 2 days, we have a lot to uncover, discuss, and to understand. It's a challenge, but statisticians thrive on challenges. And this forum is our effort to address these challenges, bringing together experts from central banks, statistical offices, think tanks, academia, the private sector, international organizations, for meaningful discussions and deliberations. Over the past years, the forum themes have proven extremely successful and influential. At the same time, assisting the global network of economic and financial statisticians to address several measurement challenges, showcasing the IMF's leadership in this field. And for this forum too, we have an impressive lineup of presenters from various sectors sharing their cutting-edge insights into digital payment methods and how to measure money. We'll hear views and perspectives about the new forms of payments, the implications for financial stability and monetary policies, the impact on financial inclusion, touching on illicit financial flows, and how statisticians can better measure the new forms of digital payments to support policy making. We'll have the opportunity to engage with panelists who will shed light on how digital forms of payment challenge our current understanding and measurement of monetary and liquidity aggregates. Another set of panelists will discuss how to address data gaps and explore reliable data sources to assess the scale and impact of these digital forms of payment in the evolving financial landscape.
So there you guys have it. And again, what's crazy about this statement is that I warned everyone about what's happening. I said it best, in my opinion, back in August. It was late August. I said, how do I envision what's coming? Every single major nation will have their own currency. CBDCs will be this currency. We're starting to see that now. We're seeing, the IMF director literally coming out and saying, hey, CBDCs are going to replace cash. Every single bank will tokenize their reserves. They might even have their own token, i.e. JPM coin. We just recently seen Citi announce their own reserve token as well. The world is going to be dominated by digital monies. Again, stablecoins could also be a form of currency. PayPal is a great example of this as well. Anything and everything of value will eventually be tokenized in time. The biggest thing about the global financial system is that we are moving towards a world that is not dominated by a currency controlled by one entity. Decentralization on a global scale is 100% needed. The US dollar has been a great example of why we should not have a reserve currency. The interesting thing about CBDCs is that they will eliminate the need for a reserve currency, but would 100% demand a decentralized bridge currency. Many believe this bridge currency will be XRP or even XLM due to many documents out there. I believe there is a significant change coming where the world will be dominated by DLNs, distributed ledger networks. Whether or not it's XRP, XLM, etc., the world is changing. Everyone needs to realize that blockchain and DLT is fundamental to the change coming. The biggest thing to do is diversify into utility giants in this space and be patient enough to realize the vision. And I said it like that back then because, listen, I seen it then. I seen it a year ago. I seen it 2 years ago. I seen it 3 years ago. I knew what was happening. I seen what was happening. And if you did a little bit of a deep dive into their plan, you could see it all the way back in 2018, 2017. And today, well, guess what? They're just coming out and telling us now. And they've been doing this for a while. Yet most people are still asleep at the wheel. They are distracted. Again, we are such, all of you watching this video, everyone that's in crypto, we're such a small percentage. 5%, which I think is extremely overestimated, 5% of the general public is invested into crypto. What percentage of that percentage is in Dogecoin? Which percentage of that percentage is in Bitcoin, Ethereum? I mean, look at how many wallets there are for XRP, XLM, HBAR, QNT. Nobody cares about these tokens. They care about what's flashy, what's green, what's up 300%. Which is why I say, all it takes in order to be ahead of the 99% is just to do research. Look into what's actually happening. Everyone has laughed at the XRP community for years, but guess what? Who will have the last laugh? In my opinion, I do believe XRP holders, those that actually see the vision here, those that are willing to wait for it to actually happen while they accumulate, while they are taking profits on the move up and reinvesting those profits, in a very safe way, they will be extremely fortunate. They will. And I think that those that can't see this will miss out on a generational opportunity. The IMF also put out a video regarding this statement. Shout out to Ingrid about this. IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva announces her strong support on CBDCs and crypto development, November 15th. The art of talking about XRP without mentioning it. Crypto assets are not going away. International payments need to be cheaper, quicker, and easier.
A large and growing number of countries are steaming ahead with development and deployment of central bank digital currencies. And while crypto assets, including stablecoins, have had their ups and downs, they're not going away. The international payments system needs to be improved. We need to make it cheaper, quicker, and easier, so that workers can send home remittances and small businesses can increase their exports. But we must also urgently guard against money laundering and other crimes, including fraud and theft from retail investors. And thinking ahead, we need to ensure that substitution out of weaker currencies doesn't leave monetary authorities unable to fight inflation, promote growth, and maintain financial stability. A stable and resilient international monetary system is core to the IMF's mandate, as is helping our members grow. So we are working to help them seize opportunities and manage risks in several ways. We are offering capacity development to countries considering CBDCs and working with partners towards a comprehensive policy framework on crypto assets.
So there you guys have it. And again, if the IMF is coming out and talking about this, you should 100% be listening. This is a very, very significant announcement that the IMF is giving us. And again, most people are not going to listen. Most people are not going to look at this. Guess what? I'm watching it. I'm listening to it. And I'm tying it back to all the information that I have on XRP and all of the connections back to the IMF. And guess what? It's pretty damn significant. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.